Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iPad today is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
Coming up, Leo's got tassels, and you know what that means? We're going to have some fun with reference apps. I'm serious, it's going to be fun.
Plus, Apple earnings are in, WWDC is all booked up, and I got a mailbox app that's better than Mailbox.
Really?
Yeah.
All that and the imminent danger for toddlers using iPads on iPad today.
iPad Today is brought to you by Audible.com. To download a free audiobook of your choice, visit audiblepodcast.com/iPad Today. And by Go to My PC from Citrix. Go to My PC connects you directly to your Office Mac or PC from any other computer and from your iPad and iPhone too. Sign up for a 30-day free trial today at gotomypc.com. Use the promo code iPad. And by Slingbox. Turn your mobile device into a television. With Slingbox, you can watch high-def TV on your smartphone, laptop, or tablet, anywhere there's an internet connection. Learn more at slingbox.com/twit. Hello, welcome to iPad Today.
Welcome. We've got to address your amazing shirt and what is going on with this because you are ready to partay.
So you should understand how my wardrobe works.
I would love to.
And I know you'd love to know that.
I would. Tell me more.
We have a closet.
Yeah.
With 80 shirts.
They're all yours.
All mine, and they're all purchased by Tech TV. They never, this is the nice thing about being in real showbiz. They give you the wardrobe.
As opposed to, what is this?
You buy your own damn wardrobe.
Oh, that. Yeah, no, I'm familiar with that. Yeah, that's why I look like this.
You look
That's
great.
why I look like this.
By the way, keep spending your money. It looks great.
Thank you.
So, but leftover stuff. So there's about 80 shirts in there. And when I just go left to right.
Yeah.
And when I wear a shirt, I put it on the right-hand side, and I take the next one. And
But 80 days?
So every 80 days.
Are you saying that you wear this once every 80 days?
Well, it's less than, less often than that because I have other shirts that I wear from home.
You're right.
But
what you're saying is this is in
I was
the
wearing
rotation.
and I was wearing a white shirt today. So whenever I wear a white shirt, and I don't want to wear a white shirt on camera because it's too bright. So there it is, and it was the first thing on the left. That's why you get it. There's no rhyme nor reason.
Well, I love it. So cowboy flapper action?
I can go either. I can get them going in opposite directions.
It's almost like chicken wings, You can do it all.
But somebody in our chat room pointed out, and he's absolutely right, this was the same shirt that I wore in 2004 on the last episode of Call for Help.
So
same cowboy hat too, which we have.
It's not some sort of an anniversary. It's just a coinkydink.
I don't think so.
That we're all here.
It's close to an anniversary. I think the last episode was around this time, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
Wouldn't that be
9 years? 9 years?
Scary? Yeah, 9 years ago.
Gosh, where's the time go?
It's interesting.
9 years
We
ago.
celebrated the 8th anniversary of this network of Twit last week.
Yeah.
And Tech TV only lasted 6 years. So 8 years is pretty good. We're happy.
We are on a roll.
Yeah.
And it's just getting
There you are.
better.
There you are.
That was you.
Younger, much better
is
looking,
you.
and a lot thinner. That is me, and that's the last episode of Call for Help.
And your hair was part on the other side.
Is it? No, I think it's just because the film makes it reversed.
No, you don't watch. When you're watching TV, it's not a mirror image of real life. You had your hair parted differently. My gosh.
I never thought of that.
Well, I'm thinking about it right now.
I don't even know when that changed. There you go. Flip it around. That's the way it's supposed to look.
Yeah, see, now you look like yourself. Sheesh.
I must
man.
have at some time unwittingly changed where I part my hair. I don't remember doing that.
It seems like something you would
make a big
say
decision
to yourself.
about. Well, when you
I think it's time.
when you stopped using bangs.
Yes.
Do you remember that? Because you have to grow them out. It's a real pain.
Yeah, but you don't. It doesn't change overnight. It changes over the course of several years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
And they're still
bang. They're still short.
out.
They're shorter than the back.
They're much.
But
It's
that's
just a
several
mess.
years of growth now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Tell me about it.
I like you just the way you are.
Thank you.
Don't go changing.
I won't.
Not to try to please me.
Okay. Okay.
I can't remember the next line.
I don't. Yeah.
You
I know
never have to go that far.
This is a song for
Billy Joel, just the way you are.
I like you just
The way you are.
Yeah. Yeah,
Welcome to
it's a great
iPad Today, the show where we sing and
are we on TV?
talk about, not really, and talk about iPads. Now, today you picked a very strange topic.
Well, so the term reference app might sound sort of boring.
Boring.
Hey, just reference apps. Ugh, this
Is
gonna
it
suck.
like a thesaurus?
Well, it
a
could
dictionary?
be. Of course, the word reference could be
be a
you
lot of
are
things.
referencing information, right? But the category is so broad that I thought what we want is to pick like rockin' reference apps, cool ones, where people are like, this is a fun exercise to be
Then
referencing
I got a
things.
thesaurus, so I'm going to take that off the list right now.
Yeah, we don't. Thesaurus is
Pretend I didn't
very,
mention that.
well, you know, dictionaries,
Yeah.
thesauri,
Yeah.
thesauruses.
Yeah, you looked that up in the dictionary, didn't you?
That's not really thesauri.
It is.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Latin.
Okay, I didn't know that. I was making that up.
Very nicely done.
Thesauri?
Yes.
Well, it's better than thesauruses. So I do have a dictionary as my first pick, and you're going to say, well, that's boring. But it's not boring because it is a Chinese dictionary. So
It may not be boring, but why?
What do you mean?
Why? Do you speak Chinese?
No, but I could learn it.
From the dictionary?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Pleco, Pleco, Chinese dictionary. I chose this for you, by the way, because I know you studied Chinese in
was a
college.
Chinese major.
There you go.
Oh,
we'd like to know about
Teng
this
Si Wole.
See, I knew
Ow.
that this would
That
happen.
hurts.
What terrible weather this is. No, but
Teng Si Wole. That hurts.
what's neat is that this is for anybody who's interested. I picked Chinese because, of course, there are a lot of different kinds of
Don't you love it?
conversion dictionaries in the App Store. But I
In
think
Chinese?
Chinese is more interesting than ever to a lot of people.
You know how you say ow in Chinese? It's the first word on your dictionary there. Ow! Well, sort of like that. Ayo.
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 Ow.
Yeah, that's an expression of surprise or sudden pain or
Yeah.
you know,
Ow.
like a what terrible weather this is.
Oh, no,
type
I've
of a
lost
thing.
my purse here. Say that. 我的钱包丢了.
And then someone would say, "Here you are.
Here's your
I have
purse."
stolen it." But
我是 stolen your
your
purse.
Chinese was delightful, so I'm going to give it back.
Oh, I thought you didn't speak the mother tongue, is what they're going to say.
Right. So this is I don't know. It's cool. So I'm obviously.
Look, I love it that you've got the characters. That's pretty. That's
Right.
really neat.
You've
yeah.
got the characters. You've got sort of a.
Could you
well,
search
it's not
in English?
necessarily phonetic.
Because it looks like you're searching in Chinese there. Could I search in English? Because otherwise it's not going to be much use. I don't even know how to type Chinese.
Well, you should learn. Yes.
Oh, gosh.
You should be able
That's a
to.
relief.
I am now.
Hit the search button. There you go. Now you can do it.
Well, but
Ow. That hurts. Teng Se Wola.
yeah.
Ayo. Swing. What does that mean?
Yeah. So you search by, English word.
That's neat.
And then you find out
That's
that
good.
soccer, known as football, is
Zochu.
exactly.
Yeah.
So there you have it. I don't know. I thought this was cool.
That's really neat. I like that.
I like dictionaries. And the neat thing is that there's so many. I mean, there's so many terms. And you get into the here we go. The add-ons and the settings area. So you've got a variety, by the way, of add-on. This app is free, and you might be like, oh, this is really cool for being free. But there's a lot of in-app purchases that you can, where are they here? Sheesh. In-app purchases that you can add on to.
Does it
depending on
speak?
what you're
Will it
actually
say it
going
out
to do.
loud? Will it say it in the sound? Because that would be great.
I haven't seen that anywhere, the actual speak functionality.
Huh. That's neat, though.
I actually didn't even think to try, which is sort of weird. No, I don't think so.
No.
It's all just written.
You know
cool,
Wolfram. You know Wolfram Alpha, Stephen
course.
Wolfram. We've interviewed him, I think on Triangulation. We interviewed him. Brilliant guy, very interesting guy. And many people know about wolframalpha.com. There's an app. And you might say, well, why would I buy the app? Because the app's not free. The app is like, I don't know, $5, $10. I can't even remember. But I've had it for a long time. Yeah, see, it's kind of $3. But I like the app. It's an interface to the website. And I think one of the reasons you might want to get this is for the kids. Now, the greatest, and also because it's hard to understand what Wolfram Alpha does, because on the surface of it, it looks like a search engine. It's not. You can type in long sentences and get answers to very interesting things. For instance, you could say, compute body mass index of you enter human 6 foot 2 inches, 250 pounds, and it will automatically not only get the BMI, here's Wolfram Alpha is working, so it does some cool things, but a lot of other stuff as well. I have to see it's computing. You could do all sorts of interesting things: basal metabolic rate, body characteristics, body fluids. So that a person that size has 59 quarts of water,
Ew.
14 pints of blood.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. I think that's kind of okay. That's odd.
No, this is great though. This is
Life expectancy. Let's compare the life expectancy of. You could just say life expectancy U.S., but if you type U.S., Sweden, Japan, it'll show you for each country.
Cool.
And compare it.
It knows what you're trying to get at.
Do you know that the U.S. is the lowest of those three? By a long shot.
Well, but doesn't Sweden have a really high suicide rate?
I don't know. You want me to look it up?
Yes,
Let's find out.
I would like to know more about that.
This is the
and
kind
does it factor into life expectancy
By the way,
overall?
look at this keyboard, and this is another reason
Whoa.
why you might want to use the app, because it has
Cool.
all sorts of mathematical symbols and stuff too, which might make it a little bit easier to.
Well, it knows that these are actually characters that you would want more than the average
Right.
keyboard session.
But this is very smart, because what they've done is they've entered in data from all sorts of places. This is health and medicine, but let's go back. Getting started.
I think you needed a.
I didn't put it. I don't
space
want to go.
between
I don't want to go any deeper in this. Here's kind of cool. You can enter in two companies, IBM and Apple, and it will compare the two up to date. Not only stock price, but market cap, revenue, employees, all sorts of information about those companies. Let's say you're naming a baby, and you're trying to decide, should I name this baby Andrew or Barbara?
Oh, doesn't matter the gender. Those are my choices.
Andrew is 16th. In most popular now. Barbara's 764th.
Wow.
They even grace. This is so cool. This is a graph that shows you over time from 1880 to 2010 how often that name was used. So this is the peak in 1940. Barbara peaked. Andrew peaked in 1990. You can do other names, obviously. The expected total number of people alive today. There are 1 million Andrews. Let's do it with Sarah. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's see how many people, Sarah and Leo. What do you think? S-A-R-A, and you have an H.
That's correct.
A little extra never hurt. So let's do the same thing for Sarah and Leo.
It's not extra, it's the right way.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay, but some people don't want. So Sarah's 39th, Leo 167th. 1 in 351 people are in the U.S. are named Sarah.
That's crazy.
Here's the graph. Sarah peaked out, thanks to Hall & Oates. Sarah peaked out in 1980. And
well, Fleetwood Mac as well.
Nobody's named anybody Leo since 1900.
Wow.
The total number of Sarahs in the world, 888,789.
We should have a party. A Sarah party.
Isn't this fun?
Yeah, I love this stuff.
The most common age for Sarah is 28 years old. The most common age for Leo, I guess, is coming back 2 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, because DiCaprio maybe.
Leo DiCaprio, I bet you're right.
Yeah.
Here's the age distribution. Alternate versions for Sarah are C-E-R-A, S-I-N-A, Sadie, Sulky, Sally, Suri.
Suri.
Sarah means lady or princess in Hebrew. You knew that.
I know that.
Yeah, this is the name of Abraham's wife in the Old Testament.
That's right, yeah.
So this is a knowledge search engine, not a Google-style search engine. So it takes a little getting used to. That's why I think it's worth paying a couple of extra bucks to have this iPad app. First of all, you'll have lots of fun with it. The kids will too. It's a great educational thing. Once they get the idea of what you can do, because it's not immediately obvious, because it's not a Google-like search engine. For instance, my father-in-law once asked me, well, how much would an acre of water 1 inch deep weigh? And I thought, well, that's going to take me a while to figure out, but you can actually enter it into Wolfram Alpha, and it will tell you.
Right, yeah.
Yeah?
You wouldn't even quite know how to search that otherwise.
Exactly.
That's a strange search,
So
right?
it's a knowledge engine, and but it has, which is really nice, a lot of examples. You can always use wolframalpha.com, and it is a great website, and that's absolutely free. But just some, pick one more topic. Technological world. Let's pick something. The internet, you could compare satellites, EchoStar 1 and EchoStar 2. You could do what a 10x magnification will look like. You could search for the height of the CN Tower in Canada. Just a lot of stuff. Just a lot of stuff. There's history too, like a history of nuclear explosions in China. So this is for me, this is the ultimate reference app. We've mentioned it before. We've actually interviewed Stephen Wolfram when it came out. Wolfram Alpha.
$2.99 for the iPad app.
Worth it, I think.
Yeah, you got that great keyboard alone.
Just a lot of fun, and you can save favorites. You can have some tips for good results, which I think is a very good page to read. Get the kids playing with this, and you may be amazed at the kinds of things they could find out. And they'll come to you. Did you know the human head weighs 7 pounds?
Kids love that stuff.
They love that stuff.
Yeah, unless you have a really big head, and then maybe it's 8.
Could weigh more.
Yeah.
Well, you could actually probably tell Wolfram Alpha, if my head is this big, how much does it weigh?
Right.
And it would tell you.
How smart am I?
How smart am I?
Yeah.
Correlations you can do. Correlations between head size, hat size, and intelligent IQ.
A few minutes ago, I couldn't find the little add-on section. I just want to
The Chinese
show you
add-on
really
section?
quick. Yeah, because it's
Okay.
actually pretty
We're back
cool.
to that, are we?
Well, no, because I was sort of in my settings and I don't know, I didn't know where I was. But not only does it have an add-on to allow you to pronounce stuff syllable by syllable, but it also has an optical character recognizer.
Oh.
So you can look up words with your camera.
That's what I need. Yeah, because
And then it would
a
convert
sign
for
or a
you.
menu would be so handy.
Because, yeah, like you said.
How much is that? Is that free?
No, these are all paid add-ons.
Okay.
That's why the app is free.
Got it.
Like the look up words with a camera is $15.
That's cool.
For example.
Somebody's pointing out that Siri will sometimes use Wolfram Alpha
That's true.
on some of its searches.
That's right.
It knows when to say, that's not going to be on the web, but I can find it from Wolfram Alpha.
Exactly. So the next really cool app I wanted to show you that's great for reference and extremely visual is called Fragile Earth.
Oh,
Have you played around with this?
I thought it was Fraggle Rock, and
No.
Fragile Earth.
Yeah, this is a HarperCollins thing.
I'd
and
love
this
to see
is,
that. That looks beautiful.
Well, yeah, it's actually quite beautiful. So if I just go into natural phenomena, you see that there's a variety of, you got deserts, man's impact, the warming world, water's power, wild weather. But we'll go into natural phenomena, and let's go ahead and let's look at the. Well, this is all going to be sort of sad. Okay, this was
No
actually a
sad
pretty
stuff,
cool one.
only happy stuff.
Well, some of this is
The Earth
because
is fragile.
It's all about the Earth being fragile.
Yeah.
So this is
Wow.
before and after of the tsunami.
Look at all the water there.
And
That's
area-
after in Indonesia.
Yeah, now this is what it looked like
Holy
beforehand. Now,
cow.
obviously, I'm just sliding this guy back and forth.
Wow.
You see the Indonesian tsunami in Lokanga, Indonesia. I can go ahead and read more about what exactly happened, but it's very interactive. Now, I mean, some of this is man's impact. Let's go into urbanization of Dubai, right? So this is, I don't know if you'd call
That's
it good or
something,
bad.
'cause
This
it
is
was just sand
It is
for a
how
long-
it is, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So, and you can see in different.
Look at that.
In
I
different,
love that slider thing.
Isn't that great? Yeah, I'm into this. So, what it was way back when and how it's changed over the years and what that means, right? I mean, look at all that. It's a lot has happened in the outlying areas of Dubai. This almost looks like, I mean, they look like illustrations, right? Those man-made crazy
Right,
islands that they're
right.
making out there. It's really, really cool. So, and of course, you can read more about it. So this is, how much was this? Let me make sure I get it right. $2.99. I think that
not bad at
seems pretty
all.
fair, considering that,
That's
especially,
really
I
good.
always say this is good for kids and education and everything, but I love it just because it's a lot of fun. The slider alone. City expansion, Tehran.
I think I first saw the New York Times do a slider like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was all about. But yeah, I think that's but I just want to make sure that they get credit because I don't know if they invented it. But look at that.
Neat, huh?
What is that?
This is
It's sinking.
St.
That's
Marco's
St. Mark's Square. It's sinking.
Yeah. This is the issues that they have in Venice.
Wow.
They're not getting any better either.
Wow.
Just getting worse. Glacier retreat. Oh, look at where the glacier used to be.
Yeah, isn't that
This is
sad?
in Norway. Hello.
Yeah.
That's not, I mean, look, you just, I don't know what to make of that. Yikes. Anyway, so that's called Fragile Earth, and it's made by the HarperCollins folks, and it's a lot of fun. Enjoyed it.
No, I had mentioned, and I what?
Would you like some coffee?
Yeah, I'm very sorry.
Okay.
I had mentioned Barefoot Atlas in my email to you.
That was an app cap of mine.
And you had mentioned it before, and I know you already have it on your computer. And the reason I can't put it on my iPad is
on my computer.
it's too big. So I'm going to show you instead this free skeleton.
I actually deleted it because I was downloading
It's so
some
big.
video the other day and I needed some room.
It's so big.
It is actually.
This is free.
It's a big app.
This is 3D human skeleton. It's available for free because it's from a company that makes other paid applications for med students and things like that. It's actually 3D for medical, and they have an essential anatomy app. So if you're a med student or a bio student and you need this kind of stuff, you can go out and buy that one. But I like the free skeleton app just for fun with kids. You can look up information, find out what the names of bones are. You can take a look at a spine up close, rotate it, zoom it. And this is from a professional medical app, so you're getting anatomical detail that you might not get in some. Look at the number of bones. You know, the foot has the most bones of anything. So let's look at your cuboid tarsal.
Let's.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
wouldn't want to break that.
No,
Actually,
siree.
it'd probably be hard to break
You
that.
probably have broken that sometime.
Oh, really?
Almost everybody has. It's easily. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. There's your baby toe. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home.
3D human anatomy.
Yeah, fun, free.
Yeah.
I like free, and it doesn't. And I had room on my drive on my computer.
Well, hopefully it's easy for
I
them
did call
to
this a
find the
computer,
free
didn't
version
I?
because I can only find the $5 version.
What?
Of 3D human anatomy skeleton.
No. Essential in that. Oh no, that's not it. What? Now did they start charging? Because maybe they were giving it away
no,
free.
maybe I'm just
Essential
looking at
skeleton.
the wrong app. I wanna
No,
make
they're
sure that we're
charging
telling-
now. Oh, I'm sad.
Well,
I didn't tell you soon enough. There is a quiz if you are learning the bones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just a tip though. The
Learn
hip
where your
bone
tibia is
connected to the thigh bone.
Thigh bone connected to the
Right. See, she doesn't know. Are you ready? You want to? Let's start. Okay, quiz.
Yeah.
Quiz.
What is my thigh connected
Please
to?
drag 3 labels to the appropriate structures. Where is the proximal phalanx of the big toe? Well, I don't think it's up there.
No.
Where is the 7th rib? Where is the 3rd rib? I think it's the 3rd rib. Whoa. 3rd rib. Boom.
Yeah.
6th rib. Ooh, no. Ooh. Anyway, you get the idea.
I get the idea.
I
That's
quit.
fun.
But it's not free anymore. That's too bad.
Fun for the whole
It was
family.
free when it came out.
Well, it's $5.
Still fun.
I believe.
Still fun.
Yeah, that's a good time. Hey, you know what I also wanted to show you? This is for some reason I just wanted to only pick apps that I thought that you would really like.
Oh, because you like me.
Well,
you
I do
really
like you.
me.
I do, but most of the time I'm trying to make things harder on you. Today, I want
boy,
to make
you
it
don't have
easier
to-
on you.
you
Keep
don't
you
have to
happy
tell me that.
With the Yale Book of Quotations.
I have the hardcover book of that,
Well,
actually.
now there's an iPad app.
Oh, this is really fun.
Do you like it?
Yes.
So you're familiar with
Oh,
this?
very familiar with it, and they're
Oh, that's
great
great.
quotes. And you know, if you have Bartlett's, which is kind of the one that's on everybody's shelf.
Yeah.
You get the same quotes. These are really nice, many times new quotes, really
Sure.
good ones, and it's Yale, so it's authoritative. I like this a lot.
And now you can search by author.
Yep.
Or you can, basically search by
Subject.
proverb or
I
yeah,
use this all
whatever.
the time when I'm writing speeches or I want to do a talk, and you want an apropos quote. Let's say about spring. Mm-hmm. You know, it's spring,
Yeah.
and we're looking for quotes about spring, and it's a very handy thing.
Yeah, I could say something like, well, Robert F. Kennedy once said about spring, always forgive your enemies, but never forget their names.
It has nothing to do with spring.
But you see where I'm going with this.
Wait a minute, say that again.
You know what
Never
Jack
always remember
Kerouac
that. I like that.
always said about spring?
What did he say?
This is really a beat generation. You know what?
Okay,
B.B. King.
I guess you can't search for spring. Is that what you're telling me?
No, that's not what I'm telling you. I'm trying to be
You're
spring.
trying to be springy.
S-P-R-I-N-G.
That's how you spell it.
And then we're looking through Proverbs, spring. No entries found. No one ever said anything about spring.
Wow.
Sadly. No, this is
That's in
quotations.
Proverbs.
Right.
Yeah.
Quotations.
Actually, a spring in time saves a night.
So how
That's a
about-
very strange thing not to have
So
that.
how about no? They do. They've got the authors. Bruce Springsteen comes up first, of course. 'cause that's in his name.
Springsteen.
Then you've got
let's
all
hear
the
some
quotations.
Springsteen quotes. See, this is why
Well,
this is
hold
better
on.
than Bartlett's. Bartlett's would not have a quote from the boss.
T.S. Eliot. You know what T.S. Eliot
He
always
said
said about
April
spring?
is the cruelest month.
Winter kept us warm, covering earth in forgetful snow, feeding a little life with dried tubers. April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain.
You would have known that if you'd downloaded my app cap from last week.
Well,
T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland. By the
That's
way,
why it was your app cap.
Essential Skeleton is still free. I don't know what one you're looking at, but the
Oh,
chat room has
goodness.
checked it out and
Oh,
they said
good.
it is free.
all right. Well, there are other skeleton apps. Don't be fooled.
You know what-
Oh, it's
you know
because
what
I
the-
was looking at 3D human anatomy.
That's a
skeleton,
different one.
Not essential.
You know what?
skeleton.
You know what the boss says.
What?
Baby, this town rips the bones from your back. It's a death trap. It's a suicide rap.
Born down in a dead man's town. First kick I took was when I hit the ground.
You got it, baby. I love
Yeah.
any quotation program
It's
that has
so
quotes
fun.
from the boss.
And guess what? Free.
No.
Yes.
I spent a lot of money on the book.
Well, you
on the
don't need to
hardcover.
anymore. Now
Wow.
you got a free app.
Wow, that's great.
Pretty cool, huh? Oh, except it's $10.
Free for $10. If you have $10, it's free.
Good grief.
That sounds about right, because the book is $40.
I think I saw all those zeros and went, oh, it's $0. It's $10.
That makes more sense, to be honest.
Well,
it shouldn't
shoot.
be free.
You better like your quotes.
It
That's
shouldn't
all
be
I'm
free.
saying.
No, you need that.
I liked it a lot more when it was $0.
Well, who wouldn't?
The Yale Book of Quotations.
Yep.
You know what you could do? You
What?
could take all these quotations, create a Twitter account.
And call it the
something.
San Jose State Book of Quotations, and then give it away.
No, I mean, you can, some people, they like to tweet out motivational things or stuff while their buttons pop off their shirts.
Yes.
Yeah, see?
I've gained a
You
little
could
weight since then.
You could somehow work this in, Cowboy Man at 117, and then you could tweet out inspirational quotes that you found from the Yale Book of Quotations.
You can't start a fire without a spark.
This gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. There's one more.
She's good.
There's one. Yeah,
That's
right?
good. You're good.
Right.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, because who knows that song? A very
Well,
obscure.
but you came up with it. That's good. I'm impressed.
Well, anyway, Dribbler.
Dribbler.
You know Dribble, right?
Yeah,
Are you
3
familiar-
Bs.
3 Bs. You're familiar with Dribble, where you can look at a really, really
Love Dribbles.
great graphic art.
Yeah, if you're a
online.
design junkie, Dribble is wonderful.
And it's where
it's a website.
It's where it's Dribble GRIBBBLE.com. It's where if I was a designer and I had some great examples of my work to show off, I would have an account there. But if you were looking for a particular kind of style, you might go onto Dribble, find me,
It's a good
and
inspiration.
contact me and say, "Gosh, I
Look at
love your
that.
style.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd like to hire you or
Is
something
it a
like
Tumblr? I always thought it was a Tumblr, but maybe not. It
What do you
feels like a
mean?
Tumblr.
Well, guess it's got a little bit of that style, but no,
Anyway,
it's its own thing.
it's its own thing.
But Dribbler, so it's DRIBBB 3 Bs LR, is an iPad app. This is actually free. that shows off kind of the stuff on Dribble in a fun way. It's almost
Dribble has a
you could
great-
almost call it a flipboard for Dribble.
Dribble has a great tag, skeuomorphic design tag, where you could see the worst skeuomorphic designs from different applications. There's the ones that look like real world, with torn sheets of paper and stuff
Exactly.
like that. I love that. So much fun.
I could say, I really like this style. I want to know
That's
more about
neat.
this artist. I see who uploaded it. What
Right.
In this case, Alex Volkov called it, when it was uploaded. It's been seen quite a few times. It's liked by over 100 people.
That may
There's
not
some
be
comments.
the designer, though, right? I mean, that could just be somebody who said, hey, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, totally. And then if I say, well, let's, open up in the browser, then it'll take me straight to the Dribble page where,
Love that.
where you can
and
learn
it should be free because
more about it.
It's really just an interface to the Dribble website.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This isn't actually giving you anything that Dribble wouldn't. It's just a nice little iPad app because why not, right? So that's sort of your graphic design reference, if we want to keep it in the reference category. So we've got Chinese dictionary, we've got Wolfram Alpha, you've got your 3D human skeleton, we've got beautiful pictures of the Earth and how fragile it is before and after.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just playing some music. Don't mind me.
We've got music.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
That's just something else. Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
okay. All right. And then, of course, we have Dribbler for graphic design. Hopefully, those were cool, fun, hip reference apps.
And as a
They've given
freebie-
a whole new meaning to reference.
As a freebie, but Sarah already mentioned the Kids Atlas, which is called, I forgot again now.
Barefoot.
Barefoot
Atlas, which is great.
If you
it
have
was my
a
FCAP, I don't
kid,
know, a few months ago.
Yeah. It's just a way to get kids into geography and the lives of different people around the world in really fun ways. And it's just too big to put on either of our iPads anymore because we've loaded them up. I'm gonna have to do some
this is
emptying
actually,
of the trash.
This is actually something I did the other day, and I was bummed about it because,
Yeah.
you can always download it later. I mean, I've
paid
for it.
Right.
So that's something to keep in mind as well. I mean, if you ever need temporary space, you can get rid of apps that are taking up a lot
This is
and not worry about.
This is a 64 gig iPad, but the problem is I put more apps on it all the time, and I never take anything off.
For me, it's videos. If I download,
you watch TV on your iPad.
Well, because I don't have cable, so sometimes I have to download a show like The Americans, right? As a season
Are you watching
pass.
that?
I'm gonna start. Yeah,
Let me know.
I've heard it's quite good. Hey, so for the links to anything that we talked about, if you're feeling a little lost or you forget how Dribbler was spelled, and I wouldn't blame you, don't worry about it. We have everything in our show notes at twit.tv/IPT. That's where our past episodes are. Everything that we've ever done on the show is here, and it's better than ever. Just gets better with age. We get older. and the show gets better. It's a wonderful, wonderful system. That was us last week. Look how young we were. It's like two different people.
That was before the LASIK.
Young and spry.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
know. You couldn't see back then.
Couldn't see
now
a
you
thing.
can.
They
Without
call
your
me-
bifocals.
Call me old bottle nose.
And a quick reminder to anybody who watches us on demand that you can watch us live if you want to. We record the show.
I demand!
Well, you could suggest.
Okay.
Because, you know.
Watch us
you
live.
Want to. We're all about choice here.
We are, and that's
we are
the beauty of it.
We're
Yep.
a network of many choices.
Choose it the way you want it.
You can subscribe to our feeds. You can watch us live Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time is when we usually get the ball rolling. And thanks to everybody who watches iPad Today. You're the best.
I'm going to remove Battle Cats. I can remove them.
Aww.
I'm just deleting stuff so I have some room on my hard drive.
What was that you were listening to a minute ago?
That was a candidate for an app cap, which I'll probably do at some point, called Year Walk, which is you know how I like those really odd games?
Yes.
I thought I shouldn't do another really odd game,
Well.
but this is a really odd game.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna show it off later, don't show it off now.
I'm not, because you know what my app cap is.
Well, yeah.
And it's
but
because
if
I
you
thought
show anything
since
off
we
now,
were
then you
doing
can't do it later.
reference,
Yes.
I should do something serious.
Yes. Right. And that's what your app cap is going to be.
Something serious.
Nothing to smile about today.
So, if you like reading, you do. You're a very literate person. You like to read books.
Thank you. I do enjoy
You
the
do.
reading.
And do you read them on like a Kindle? Is that what you do, or?
No. I actually, most of my reading happens either in my car, and you might say, well, that doesn't sound very
That sounds
safe.
dangerous. You really should put the book down and pay attention to the road.
Well, I am paying attention to the road.
How do you do that?
Because I'm listening to my book.
Oh, you're one of those audio book listeners.
Yeah, that's right.
That must mean you know about audible.com.
Oh, of course I know about audible.com. It's only the best place to find the largest library of a variety of fiction, nonfiction, books, periodicals, and in many different genres.
Do you think they know about audible.com?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I would
would hope so.
I wouldn't want them to go through an entire show not knowing the magic that is Audible.
It's so awesome.
Yeah. What is it?
Well, it's as you said, the world's largest bookstore of audiobooks, 100,000
How does it work?
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to find out, visit audiblepodcast.com, Audible, A-U-D-I-B-L-E, podcast.com/iPad today, and you can get your first book free. They've got, finally, and I'm so glad to have it, we mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, iPad app so you can listen. You've always been able to listen because you can download the books into your iTunes. But I like the app. I use the app on iPad, on iPhone, on Android, on tablets, because with the app you can see your library. Here's my, in fact, let me actually just show you. I have so many books in my library. I just bought some more, so I'm going to add some more books to this. So your library is always up to date. You can listen to any book in your library anytime. This is the stuff actually on my device. This is the stuff that I could download at any time. There's a ton of books in my library. That's why I like Audible, because once you've got a book in your library, it's yours to listen to anytime, just like a real book. And man, they get the best readers. I was just looking, Tina Fey's Bossy Pants. She reads it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
she's so funny.
Well, because it wouldn't be as funny if it wasn't read by her. Because
Well, it's her voice.
It's her delivery.
You want to hear a little
Yeah,
bit of Tina Fey
I would
reading
like
from
to,
Bossy
very
Pants?
much.
And this is nice. This is
Audible.
This is what this is the beginning. So this is what it looks like on the screen as you're listening. You've got pause. You've got 30-second rewind. Sometimes, here, let me scooch this up a little so you can see it. So you're listening to the book and you go, what? This happens
What'd she
sometimes.
say?
What'd she say? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Or maybe you got pulled over and you got a ticket and you wanted to go skip back in time and hear what you missed.
Sure.
You can always
or pause
do that.
it so that you don't miss anything.
Right. Bookmarks available. Here, this is kind of nice, too. You can listen at a higher speed. A lot of people listen to podcasts at a higher speed. You can do that with books, too. Anywhere from slower, 0.75, to all the way up to 3x.
For Jean Faye. Happy Mother's Day. I made this out of macaroni for you. Welcome, friend.
I bet Clayton Morris
Each
listens
component
to
of this
that
audiobook was
speed.
selected to provide you with
He's
maximum
Mr.
audio performance.
Speed
Read
Reader.
quick.
Read
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Anyway, I am a big Audible fan, and as you could see, Sarah, as anybody who spends any time in the car or at the gym, when I'm on the Stairmaster, there's nothing more boring than exercising. But you listen to an audiobook, the time goes by like that. In fact,
Yeah, you're
you
paying
might even-
attention to something other than
Right,
your
pain.
Your
thighs.
ankles.
Yeah.
Your thighs.
For me, it's thighs.
The muscles or lack thereof.
Lack thereof.
Your thighs hurt when you run? You're doing it wrong. Unless you're running up a really steep mountain or
What's
something.
supposed to hurt? Some other part
really.
of some other part of your
It's not
body.
supposed to hurt.
Not supposed to hurt?
I mean, you're supposed
That's why
to
I don't exercise
expel
anymore.
energy. You're not supposed to be like, this is painful.
Listen to the Game of Thrones and you won't care if you're running straight uphill
No.
on a diagonal, because that's what audiobooks do. They take you to another place in time. Great readers. It's like a movie in your mind. I love them, and I want you to listen to Audible books. So try it. Audio from audible.com. Get your free book right now, audiblepodcast.com/iPad today. And we thank Audible for their support of iPad today.
We sure do. Hey, so Apple's quarterly earnings report happens once a quarter. Q2 earnings are out.
Yeah.
And
We were waiting for bad news.
really bad news.
It wasn't as bad.
No, it
Wasn't great.
Apple made $43.6 billion in revenue.
How could you
That's a
live
lot.
on 43.6? What was their profit, though?
$9.5 billion.
In 3 months, only $3 billion a month. How could you survive on that?
Right. $10.09.
How many
earnings per
iPads do they
share.
sell?
19.5 million.
I don't know. That's ridiculous.
It just seems like they're not even.
They're not even
It
trying.
wasn't even 20 million. It was only 19.5 million. They're
However,
obviously on the out.
The stock and the
right?
stock did go up a little bit because I think people already
People were expecting
they thought
something
it was
a
gonna
little
be
bit worse.
Right?
Yeah.
No, Apple's doing just fine, and the iPad's doing just fine.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. 19.5 million more iPads.
Well, and keep in mind, of course, this is a quarter that now you've got iPad Mini, you've got
Right.
iPad Retina.
But you haven't had a new iPad for a while.
That's
and So
right.
this, what happens, a new iPad comes out, the sales peak, and then they slowly taper off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why everybody is assuming new iPad in the next few months, and then you'll see another big quarter once again for iPad sales. But still, 20 million, if you just sold, what is that, 80 million a year, year in, year out, that is amazing, frankly. 80 million a year.
I know.
Wow.
They're
Wow.
impressive numbers even for a not that impressive quarter. There have been other
Right.
more impressive quarters for Apple.
Well, the reason
They're still
people are
making
upset is because
boatloads of money.
the profit margin is going down. They don't make
Right.
as much money on some of the newer products as they used
Exactly.
to.
Yeah.
Hey, they're still making money.
On the earnings call, Tim Cook said exciting new product categories coming out.
That's
this
what
year.
interested me the most in that whole thing.
Because there's obviously been a lot of speculation on are we going to have an iWatch? Is there going to be a cheaper iPhone?
A TV.
What's
See, you wouldn't call a cheaper iPhone a new category.
No,
So
I
that's
guess
why
not.
when he says exciting new categories,
If
that's
it's
whole new markets.
Exactly. I think it's probably wearable
Think it's a watch?
technology, the television. At this point, I'm starting to think, I don't know.
There's not gonna be a
We
TV.
maybe it's time to drop it because
Yeah.
it just keeps not happening. Maybe this is the year.
I'm wearing the Pebble watch.
Are you?
Yes.
This is nice.
So it's not a bad watch. It ties to your iPhone or Android phone via Bluetooth.
It's good looking.
It's-
It's kind of large.
It's
you have a
got a
small
battery,
wrist.
although I haven't charged it since I got it, which is about 4 or 5 days. So it goes a good long
Mm-hmm.
time, which is nice. And you can see that it's what they call e-paper, which I thought was e-ink. It's not e-ink. It's e-paper, which is an
So
LCD.
what's the difference?
It's still an LCD. It's just
I
a
see.
brand name for an LCD
Mm-hmm.
display. But what I like is because it's LCD, you can change it. So my watch face says 10 after 2, but I have other watch faces. So I can go through different, that's the settings. Let me go back. There's 4 buttons on it. There's another one that says 2:11. There's the date and time. This one's kind of fun. It says, it is 10 past 2. That's kind of a guess. There's regular watch faces. And you can even download more. Then when a text message comes in on my iPad or iPhone, because it would work with the iPad, it would put the text message on here. When an email comes in, or what else will it notify? Phone calls for the iPhone.
Right.
It tells you who's calling. And it buzzes your wrist a little bit. You can't answer the phone. You can scroll, but you can't touch. It's not
Hello?
touch.
Hello?
Yeah, it's
Doesn't
not.
work like that.
So the reason I bring this up is if Apple's doing an iWatch,
How's
that's
it
the
gonna be
baseline.
different and better, right?
That's the baseline.
Yeah. The Pebble got a lot of attention.
$150, which is, I think,
Lot.
not going to sell well because it doesn't do that much.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I think that's the problem. Everyone says, how many, let's say that the iWatch exists, whatever Apple decides to call it. If that's actually some product category that comes out later this year,
Right.
how much will it depend on you also having, it paired to your iPad or your iPhone or,
Right.
or something else to make it go, right? I mean, how?
So I think, and we were
Autonomous.
talking about this on Mac Break Weekly earlier, and the panel kind of consensus of the panel was it's got to be a phone. You got to actually, but do you want to, hello?
No,
You don't want to talk into your
That's silly.
So it has to have more capability than just this, or why would I buy it?
I mean, unless you would always be using it with headphones.
Now, this was supposed to, this was a
Earbuds.
Kickstarter project that raised over $10 million last year.
Yeah.
This was supposed to have some sport capabilities. So if you ran, it would use the phone to figure out how far you'd run and so forth and give you that information. Bicycling, supposedly. And they couldn't get that functionality in the first edition. So that's another thing Apple could add is this whole idea of, wearable health devices. Maybe that's something else Apple could do with it. To me, I don't see a watch as a exciting new category. I don't understand what Apple could do that would make this compelling. So maybe it's something else completely. What could it be, though?
I don't know.
Camera?
Nah.
Smart camera?
But that's already in the phone.
That's the phone. What do you need that for?
We've got cameras that do lots of other things, right?
Yeah.
The iPad's a camera.
How about
Somewhat large one.
a new category would be streaming audio or something in the entertainment world.
Mm-hmm.
We do know that they've been trying to work on deals for
a Pandora
Store. Yeah, so maybe that's a new category.
Type of a thing.
That would be a new category.
Well, back to the iPad. I don't know if you saw some of these leaked photos of the reported back of the iPad. I'm looking at an article from Techno Buffalo from a few days ago.
What does it tell you, though?
Well, it tells you that if these end up being what the back of the iPads look like, it's just further proof that the large iPad is going to look a lot more like the mini iPad now.
Smaller bezel.
Yep.
Thinner.
Yep.
Smaller physically even.
Yep.
Not quite so big. Yeah, I guess. So you see the edge around there. The screen would presumably go all the way to that edge.
Exactly.
I guess.
You weren't excited about this last week either. I'm trying to get the rumor mill going. Let's be speculative.
Apple's got a little bit of a problem because their products are so refined now that all they can do is small steps, evolutionary stuff, right?
Yeah, you know what it's going to look like, and here it is.
It's going to be a little lighter.
Here it is. However, WWDC, in fact, WWDC is happening in June 10th to the 14th.
Sold out in what, 10 minutes?
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
120 seconds. All the tickets are gone. 120 seconds, everybody.
Wow.
2 minutes.
But
I think last year it took 2 hours or something.
when you sell 80 million iPads and how many 100 million phones, this is a developers conference, the developers take notice. This is a platform you want to write apps for. You can make a lot of money with apps.
In fact, this morning, I follow a good number of developers and people who are closely working within the Apple ecosystem on Twitter, and everybody's complaining, they really got to make WWDC bigger. They've really got to make it bigger.
How many people go? 5,000?
Yeah, it's
not very
like
big.
that.
Yeah,
it's at Moscone West in San Francisco, and it's. What do you think we're gonna hear?
Well, we know we'll hear
about
the next
7.
iOS, right?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get
that's
details
for sure.
about that.
They don't usually announce hardware at these events, so
Right.
it's mostly for developers
But
and its
Apple's
operating
like
systems.
off the rails now. We don't know
I
what they're
know.
gonna do.
They're unpredictable.
What is their,
That Tim Cook
they
guy,
don't have
no
a
one knows
schedule
what he's going to do.
anymore.
He could go either way. He could fake left and go right.
Right.
You just don't know what he's going to do. So
Did you hear about the coffee that he's auctioning off?
No.
It's a charitable.
Tim Cook coffee?
Yeah,
Did he make it
basically
himself?
No. It's go down to Apple.
have coffee with
have
Tim Cook.
coffee with Tim Cook, and right now I think the highest bid is like
$1 million.
it's like $80,000 or something crazy.
Well,
It's not that. It's not $1 million.
$180,000.
$180,000.
It'll get to $1 million.
You think so?
Oh, sure.
$1 million?
Don't you think?
I guess.
The opportunity
Somebody
to,
with $1 million is just like,
But
I want to hang
this
out with
for,
that guy.
Is this for charity?
Yes. Yeah, it's an auction thing.
It's a strange thing.
It is.
How much do you think we could get for a coffee date with Sarah Lane?
Doesn't take much. I mean, just buy me a coffee. That's all I really want.
Okay.
Just take me to Acre Coffee. I don't know.
Acre and just buy you coffee.
Yeah. I mean, I'd buy myself coffee every day.
Coffee with
It'd be
Tim
nice
Cook.
if you picked it up.
So who's bidding for that? Journalists would want to have some time with Tim Cook.
They don't have that much money, though.
But they don't have that kind of money. Entrepreneur with a great idea.
Right, but they don't necessarily have that. It's more people who, like a Bill
Investors.
Gates or somebody.
Bill Gates could have coffee with Tim anytime.
I know, but I'm trying to
Tim,
think of,
it's
I mean,
Bill.
it's or, I don't know,
I'm saying
entertainers.
strawberry mocha java frappuccino. What do you
Paul
say?
McCartney could go have coffee with.
I almost had
probably
coffee
already
with
had.
Paul McCartney at the Super Bowl. Well, he almost spilled his coffee on my head. He
Right, so that's a little
caught
different.
it right before he.
That's all. That was you almost had a coffee incident.
Incident.
With Paul McCartney
Yeah.
at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't know who's paying $180,000 because it's charity. It's probably somebody who just likes the charity and wants Tim to feel good about himself. I don't know. That's a lot of money.
Did you know that there's a Google Fiber app in the App Store.
I saw you putting this on your thing. I couldn't think, what could this be for?
Yeah, it's Google Fiber.
But does it simulate?
We did not discover any storage servers on your local network. Your storage box may not be plugged in. We are checking your local network for storage servers and TVs.
Huh.
Yeah, what it's doing, if you want to get started.
So you would only
it's gonna
use
take me
this
to the
if
web
you
now.
had Google Fiber, like if you live in Kansas City, basically.
Exactly. Or soon, Austin or Provo? Is that what it is?
Somewhere,
It's
yeah.
Provo, yeah. That's going to be the,
3 new
what do they
cities
call
for
it?
Google
the
Fiber.
Silicon Mountains
It's
or something.
gigabit, symmetric gigabit internet. That means gigabit up and a gigabit down.
So I guess what you do
$70 a month.
is you can monitor your connection and your account via a app called Google Fiber. It seems a little clunky, doesn't it?
But also they have TV. You see that?
Yeah.
So they're being a cable provider as well as just an internet provider. They're offering content. So maybe you control. Maybe that's a second screen for that.
Or not even a second screen, but
Maybe
a
it's
way
a
to
first
watch
screen.
programming.
Yeah. We don't know because
There's a lot to
see all your favorite
there's a lot
channels.
to still roll out as far
Yeah.
as Google Fiber.
And see, there it is. Your new remote. Go down lower. Your new remote. What is it? It's a Nexus 7.
It's a tablet.
You know what's funny is it comes
Well, of course
when you
they're going
when
to
you
show
get
you
this.
that on the Google page.
But when you get this, you get a Nexus 7. They give you one tablet.
That's beautiful.
Well, it's a $250 tablet, free.
When you sign
And
up
it's
for
your
Google
new
Fiber.
remote. Yeah. Terabyte of cloud
You just got to
storage.
move to Kansas City.
Yeah.
That's not inconvenient.
I'd do it.
I would too. I actually heard really nice things about Kansas City that have nothing to do with Google Fiber, so that's just the icing on the cake as far as I'm concerned. I mentioned
Great chili there.
what?
Chili and barbecue.
Oh, not chili cold.
No, chili con
Although I
carne.
think chili cold at some times of the year.
Probably.
Probably. On the prairie, it's cold out there. But they also have good chili. So we hear. I mentioned earlier in the show, Leo, that we were going to talk about the imminent danger posed to toddlers who use iPads.
Yeah, what does that mean? Because you see a lot of kids using iPads.
This is actually an article I found at the Telegraph.
Don't let them eat the iPad.
The headline says, toddlers becoming so addicted to iPads they require
Addicted?
therapy.
No.
Children as young as 4 are becoming so addicted to smartphones and iPads that they require psychological treatment.
Well, that's, you know why? Because you take away the iPad, they'll have a temper tantrum.
Well, yeah, but you could say that, that it's the new TV,
You take
right?
away my iPad, I'll have a temper
Yeah,
tantrum.
but it's also...
I guess I'm addicted to it. Give me my...
Well, but it's just... I don't know. I mean, how do you feel about this? It's like if you give the kid the iPad so that you can make dinner, and I understand that,
A lot of parents do that, but
it's a crutch. But if it's sort of an interactive thing, it's not quite as bad
People
as
said this
sitting there
about
watching Looney
TV in my
Tunes.
generation. Kids are getting addicted to Howdy Doody.
Yeah.
And I think, of course, kid's going to love his iPad, and it's parental issue where you take it away from them, and they have to understand they have a limited, they can't have it forever, and that's just life.
But
I believe it's true. I mean,
this story is like.
But needing therapy, I don't know about that.
The child's mother called me and described her symptoms. This is a doctor. She told me she had developed an obsession with the device and would ask for it constantly. She was using it 3 to 4 hours every day and showed increased agitation if it was removed.
Well, I think it's time
It's
to
like
remove.
candy.
I think you now remove it.
But then, is that really the answer?
You suffer through the 3 days of hell, and
of
then
withdrawal,
she doesn't have. Yeah.
then you stop shaking.
Yeah.
And then you think, you know
Yeah.
what?
I think this is a parenting problem, not a psychological problem.
I think so too.
Yeah.
This is not the iPad didn't do this. Also, it depends on the apps, right? An iPad is a.
If they put that take everything else
watching.
off except the Chinese dictionary, then let the kid have it.
Then the kid
Will learn
might
Chinese.
be interested, or might say, I don't really like that iPad.
You got anything
Go
else?
outside and play. You don't really know
Howdy Doody's on.
how it's gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a toddler. But I mean, of course they're addicted. I understand. They're addicted. They love it. They're addicted to candy, too. They're addicted to a lot of things. That's called being a toddler.
That's being a kid.
Yeah.
Hey, really quick, before I move on, I just wanted to mention that my favorite Twitter iPad app, Tweetbot, third-party app, not
Better?
the official app.
It's getting better?
It is better already, and it actually has introduced a new multimedia version of the timeline. This is my regular timeline.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks like
That's what I
always
got.
has
So I
looked,
can
right?
change that?
Yeah. So up on the top now.
Yeah.
This is just basically the tweet view, and then you can see that there's a link to a YouTube video here, but that was already there.
No, that's not new.
No, it's not new. If you go all the way to the top, right next to the search timeline option, now on the right-hand side, I have a new multimedia
what is
view.
that?
If I
Yeah.
click on it, Now I see
Oh my golly gosh.
large versions of photos and videos that are being shared by my friends. Now, it will strip out tweets that don't have either. So
Oh, so you only get multimedia
this
tweets.
is, yes, this
It's
is
like
stuff,
the photos only feed on Google Plus or Facebook.
exactly. That's
And
exactly
I'm so
what
glad
it
that this is blown up to full size, because when it was small, I didn't understand that this is a hairdo.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even understand that. I thought that was some sort
It's
of
a basketball hoop hairdo.
wow.
Yeah, he's turned his, that's a new kind of mohawk. It's called backstop.
That's pretty cool.
Very popular.
Yeah, just you stand
is
still,
good.
sir. We need to play a game.
Twitter announced that they're changing their Mac application to be more multimedia. So I guess this is same idea.
Same idea.
There's Loic enjoying a fine dinner.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you also have, there's a few other things, but I thought that was the coolest new version of Tweetbot. Also, you might have been annoyed that Instagram links did not show the little basically thumbnail version
Yeah.
of the
These
of
are
the
Instagram
photo.
links now. So I'm seeing Instagram
Yeah,
now, right?
no, the Instagram is now working
awesome.
with Tweetbot. You don't get that with the native Twitter though.
No, because Twitter doesn't
Instagram-
like Instagram because of Facebook. Look,
Yeah.
and if you get a video here, I can press play on the video.
and
it opens it up in YouTube and starts playing the video. This is just for you.
Game of Thrones.
Friends style opening. Have you
Friends style
Because I know you love Friends and you love Game of Thrones.
So no one told you it was gonna be this. Oh, this is cute. Oh, that's good. Love life DOA. We have to stop playing this now.
Why? It's too damn good.
Oh, she
Lena
smiles.
Headley.
She never smiles.
Kit Harington. Peter Dinklage.
Good stuff.
Isn't that funny?
I love it.
Makes me want to watch the show now. Because it was pretty dark, but I thought. But no, it's a happy show.
It's fun.
It's a happy
Everyone
show about
hugs.
friends.
Sometimes they throw each other off of large,
Isn't that
tall
great?
spaces. It's just
So that's
fun.
why you want multimedia in your Twitter, because
fun.
I love this. I'm glad you told me, because I probably got this a while ago and I never even noticed.
No, it's new.
Okay.
It's new. It's
Good.
it's like 1 day
Like
old.
today,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
All
like
right,
1
good.
day old.
Another reason to use
but I
the
also,
Tweetbot, which I love.
Yeah, I love Tweetbot. It's my favorite by far. It's not free, but I think that's part of the reason that it's worth, I think it's $2.99 in the App Store. But the multimedia view, I think, is somewhat hard to find unless you know it's there in the update.
I didn't.
So now you do.
Thank you.
Now everybody does.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to use
that's-
this a lot more. I love that. That's great.
That's how that works. Hey, Leo, every so often, as I'm driving home, I think to myself, oh no,
You left something back at the office.
Well, it's a document, and how am I going to get to it? Am I going to have to call somebody who's still at work to try to get into my computer? I don't like the idea of that.
You have an iPhone, though, right? Or an iPad with you?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Well, you could use Go to My PC. That's what you got to do. But the one thing you got to do now is, and everybody at home should do this, right now while you're at work, go to your office computer, Mac or PC, and install Go to My PC. You can do it free for 30 days. Then get the heck out of the office, because anything you could do at the office with that office computer, you can do on an iPad, an iPhone, and an Android device. Of course, on your notebook or your desktop computer, too. You log into your Go to My PC account, and there it is on your iPad, your desktop computer, even if it's running Windows. In fact, it's a very odd experience to be using Windows on an iPad, but the mouse, the keyboard, everything's there. You can access any network resource, run any program on your computer at work. You can even send and receive email. So you could, for instance, log in at 3 in the morning and send me an email from your work address, and I would say, wow, that Sarah Lane is working late. I should give her a raise.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Go to My PC. It is fast, it's easy, and you never again have to turn around and go back to work if you forget something. Go to My PC, unless you forget your hat or an umbrella, then you'd have to go back and get
You
it.
can't get that through.
They haven't figured that
Go to
out
My
yet.
PC
But
app.
they're adding features all the time. I wouldn't put it past them. The great folks at Citrix. Go to the website, gotomypc.com. Click the orange Try It Free button. Our promo code is iPad. And we would love it if you'd use that. That way we get credit for it. Go to mypc.com, offer code iPad. You see, you have to click the promo code link there and put that in. IPAD. And it's delicious.
Easy enough.
Love it!
Thank you. Go to My
I can't
PC.
stop. I'm now going through the.
What?
This is so cool.
You like that, huh?
The multimedia feed.
I think there are times for both. Sometimes I want to look and see what people are sharing multimedia-wise. Other times I want to see every single tweet. So you have options. You have new options.
This is so great. Yeah.
We got quite a bit of feedback from our theme last week. Remember what it was? It was readability versus Instapaper versus Pocket.
And I'm sure that each program has its adherents.
Well, and its loyals.
Yeah, and maybe we offended somebody by saying we like this.
There were a few people who were like, I can't believe you didn't like this one more. In fact, well, I'll get to that one in a second. But the first email comes from Harold. I thought we'd read a couple of the feedbacks that might point out either stuff that we glossed over or maybe stuff that we didn't show off at all.
What did Harold have to say?
He loves readability.
Yeah.
He says, I use Flipboard to find all the stories I want to read.
Yeah.
So I go through, I save everything to readability because I have the two connected.
Now, Flipboard will work with any of those. Pocket, readability, or Instapaper.
Yeah, you choose one, and then you're off and running. He says, instead of reading each story, I just highlight the text of the article, then I let Siri read it to me. You can turn it on in your settings to speak selection and toggle to on.
Clever.
You can adjust the speed that Siri reads, kind of like how you were saying with Audible, by way of the slider. But below the slider for speech speed, there's also a toggle to turn on or off word highlighting, so you can follow along. You know, if you kind of makes it easier to hear and read. Readability also does what Read Quick does by estimating the time it'll take you to read the article that you're reading. So if you're reading an article, you scroll up or down through the article. On the scroll bar, there's a number that represents what portion of the article you're on. He says it's pretty accurate as far as he's concerned. In addition to that, you can also see the same statistic in the top right-hand corner of each article while reading the reading list screen. So big thumbs up for readability from Harold. And yeah, we did mention that Read Quick was really nice because it would tell you this is about how long you have until this article's over, one word at a time.
So,
but readability will do that as well.
But that was Harold.
That was Harold.
Now Kumar writes with a completely different point of view.
Kumar, ha ha. You're so funny. I can't believe
It took you about 30 seconds.
It didn't take me 30 seconds. Well, no, you know what I did? I'm like, I don't remember.
I don't have a Kumar.
How do you know his name was Kumar? That's not what I have in here. Shoot, I made this.
Not his real name, Kumar.
No, I don't think so. No. White Castle. They went to White Castle once.
That's
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I've never actually seen any of those movies.
You know, they're not that good.
Well, I would assume not. But, you know, it's
Harold might like them.
Probably. Yeah, the people who made them.
Yeah.
We also got a little bit of disappointed person who thought that we should have given Pocket a little bit more love.
Short shrift. We gave Pocket short shrift.
Well, this is somebody who loves Pocket, who lives in Washington, D.C., who says, I was disappointed. I was definitely disappointed that you both seem to prefer other services over Pocket. In my opinion, Pocket is far and away the best read later app out there. I haven't tried readability, but I did use Instapaper for a month or two, and it's not as useful as Pocket. I said he lives in D.C. He says Pocket's perfect for saving articles offline to read when I'm out of cell data reception on the metro. Pocket automatically syncs with my Android phone. He's got an Android phone as well as an iPad. Right. So I can easily save articles.
The cross-platform is good. We did mention that Instapaper, while there's an Android app, it's not by Marco. It's a third party that wrote it.
But I think
at Marco's behest with the Marco's support, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
I like Pocket. It's the same on both platforms.
Exactly. Yeah. It says also Pocket integrates with IFTTT, I-F-T-T-T, if this then that.
Nice. That
says
nice.
For even more functionality, I have all my starred articles saved to Evernote, for example. So that's also something that you could build upon. He says the Pocket apps are all really good. Again, he's got the Android app as well. He says you also have an extension button in Chrome, so you can save stuff.
Right.
And it's very cross-platform, no matter where you are.
You can do that with readability and Instapaper as well. You don't need an extension. It's got a bookmark.
You see.
But no, I can understand. Good. I can understand. And a Pocket is really great.
And
I don't think we picked a favorite. We said we use Instapaper for historic reasons primarily.
I definitely said I use
because we like Marco and we've used it for years and it was the first one.
Sure, but it's not as if there aren't other solutions.
Oh, I like Pocket a lot.
Many of them. I mean, a lot of the stuff that they do is similar. It's just they've got their own little spin.
I think it's more a personal preference, but there may be a particular feature in one or the other that you need or prefer.
Yes. Also, tagging ability on Pocket, so you can tag stuff. And then you can view your queue by tag to sort links. Well, but maybe it's work stuff versus stuff that's just for fun reading.
Now, does
or
Pocket
viewing.
allow you? Does Pocket have the feature that I love in Instapaper, where it automatically, weekly, or as you set the schedule, emails all your read laters to your Kindle?
That's Instapaper.
Yeah, I like that feature an awful lot. If Pocket did that, I might be more interested.
We also got a really cool email from Matthew, who basically has some feedback from the duh tip from last week that showed us how to basically lock an app. So if I say, here, yes, you can borrow my iPad
Right,
to
for
play
kids.
this one app,
Yeah.
or just
Yeah.
you wanted to look up something on Fragile Earth, and I don't really want you messing around in my contacts. Here now it's locked, unless you have a passcode. Matthew says, I want to say the reason that it's in the accessibility settings to turn it on is because it was created for using software to help people with disabilities communicate, and for other educational apps. Being somebody who works with these communication apps with adults with autism, this tool has become indispensable. I remember when it was announced in the keynote thinking, finally, I can work with this tool and not have to keep my hand over the home button when I'm working with folks. I think that outside of the field of IDDD, most people think, oh, that's handy for privacy, right? Or for kids. He says, it is a lifesaver in my everyday
I'm
work.
sure it is, yeah.
A few people I've worked with have gained a voice that they would never have had before the iPad. There have been standalone devices, but they were extremely expensive. When the iPad came out, it made communication devices affordable. And for a lot of people struggling with autism, before guided access was added in iOS 6, I almost gave up the iPad, but he says, so I have some impulsive clients who would rather find the videos app than learn a new way to tell me what they want out of life. So this really helps some people
Really cool.
who need a certain kind of education to stay focused. So that's awesome. Thanks so much for that feedback, Matthew. And finally, we got sort of a feedback question. This is from Mike in Salt Lake City. He says, why would a developer such as Twitter, when releasing an app like Twitter Music, which was new as of last week, or, well, new to us as of last week, not make the app universal, but instead opt to make it optimized for iPhone 5? He says, isn't it a trivial matter in the development of the app to just go universal?
No, far from it. But it's still something that they should do. And Twitter's a big enough company with enough developers.
The thing.
They could have done it. It's
Sure.
not automatic.
It's not like a switch that just didn't get flipped because somebody didn't care.
Well, it's when you're using Xcode, you can say I want to make this a universal app, but you have to provide assets for each screen resolution.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing. And you'll see that the layout has to also be different. They could have done it. I don't know why they didn't do it. I think they should have done it.
It just seems for something like Twitter Music, right? Like you said, Twitter's a pretty large company now. They certainly have the development infrastructure there. Why not? Unless, as is with the Twitter iPhone versus iPad app, they're two different apps.
Look how
they
long
don't
it
exactly look the same.
Look how long it took Path to do an iPad app. Although that's different because that's a mobile-focused app.
Sure.
And Twitter Music,
Smaller
it seems
team,
like
not been around as long.
you'd want to have it on an iPad because it's about music discovery.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing I could see sitting in
It's
there in your
visual.
living room,
Yeah.
listening on your stereo and using the iPad to pick songs. It just seems like a natural, as opposed to the iPhone and doing it like that.
Well, and it's not as if you can't run the Twitter app on your iPad. In fact, it doesn't look terrible.
I think that might have been why.
Right.
That might have been why.
That they
because
say
well,
we'd
you can
rather
use
get it out the door sooner. You can use it on your iPad.
Frankly, I
We're
wonder
good to
the
go.
same thing every time I see an app that is iPad only. Mailbox, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, iPhone only and not iPad.
Yeah.
And boy, I'd love to have it on the iPad.
Right. Well, you can run it. It just isn't. It's not optimized. Doesn't look good.
not
Some
the
apps,
same.
as we all know, are basically fine on an iPad, even if they're only iPhone apps.
Any app that needs the
Others, not
keyboard,
so much.
you should be universal because otherwise you get that iPhone keyboard, which is just terrible on the iPad.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Hey, reminder, and thanks to everybody who wrote and called and videoed and tweeted us. We love hearing from you. You have a few choices. You can write us at iPadtoday@twit.tv. You can leave us a voicemail at 757-504-IPAD. Try to keep those to about 30 seconds or less. You can send us a video, upload it somewhere, send us the link. Questions, comments, ideas, anything you want. We love to have you help us build our show each week. And thanks to everybody who gave us feedback, especially on those, readability versus Instapaper versus Pocket apps. There's, it's like
We knew that we'd
struck a
get that.
nerve.
Well, we knew.
Yeah.
I knew anyway. Because
Yeah.
that's one of those things where you just love one of them. most of the time.
Right.
Hey, Liz, could you get me that Sling box that's over, it's on the floor next to my desk. I want to show you the it's not that new, the Sling Box 500. I just think it's so beautiful. Sling Box, we've talked about it before, is the hardware that lets you watch your home TV system on the internet. Thank you, dear. Thank you, Brad. I brought my Sling Box 500 in so I could show you, because it's such nice design. And the idea is very simple, right? So this is the box. And it's like a Frank Gehry building. I just love that. And then on the back, you see all the connectors for your home theater, including an HDMI connectors. That means you're going to have high def. That you'll probably connect to your cable box, your satellite box, Dish, of course. In fact, Dish Hopper comes with Sling functionality built in, which is awesome. So you've got HDMI in, HDMI out, so it's a pass-through. You've got a component in and out. You've got composite in and out. You've got power. You've got Wi-Fi built in, or you can use Ethernet if you're next to your router. Once you hook that up, now you get a Sling app on one of your devices, your iPad, your iPhone, your Android device, or your desktop, and you can watch your home TV system anywhere, password protected, anywhere on the internet. You can even control the DVR. You can set recordings, play back recordings. You never have to miss the big game or the big event. It's full HD 1080p. If you've got enough bandwidth in the hotel room, you'll be lying there watching your home theater system, not missing an episode of Game of Thrones or whatever it is, you know. Forget about the other confusing ways to watch TV. Slingbox turns your iPad into exactly what it wants to be, which is a personal television set you can watch anywhere in the world, even in the house. Sometimes people say, "Oh, I don't travel much." You know, if you want to, get in bed and watch your TV on the iPad, you can.
Yeah.
Backyard, anywhere you go.
Yeah, not long ago, my mom was like, when I'm in the office, I just, I want to have the baseball game on or
Perfect.
something. And it was like, there was this whole complicated, like, am I going to get a new cable thing? I was like,
Perfect.
You know what you need?
Sling.
Because then it's there, but it's also in the garage.
Exactly.
Or,
If you've got an iPad, and
yard
you ought to
work
have
or
a Sling.
whatever.
You ought to have a Sling box.
Yeah.
So quickly, go to slingbox.com/twit and find out more, or Best Buy or Amazon. They have them in stock, and you can pick one up and you can start slinging today. The Slingbox 500, the Slingbox 300, slingbox.com/twit. You're going to absolutely love it. Now, what I love is what you are wearing right now. Yeah.
I haven't been so excited about an app cap in a long time.
Isn't that cute? You know what that
because
is?
I am a mouse with authority.
You're the conductor on the Disney Railway in Disneyland. It's got a name. It's the Red Line, right? The
Chugga,
Red
chugga.
Car Line. Yep.
Red car line.
And that's
All
actually the hat the conductors wear, and it was brought to me by a former Disney employee. He used to do the river cruise, it's a hippopotamus. And
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? And he brought me a riverboat hat, too. So I have both of those. Blessed by the waters, the holy waters of Disneyland.
Wonderful.
So, thank you,
I
Steve, for
love
bringing
it.
those.
It's
and
great.
and I think it looks, I was going to wear it, and I thought, it's going to look good on Sarah.
No, it doesn't fit your head, I bet.
It's a little small for me.
That's what
I
I
have a
thought.
large
Because you're
head.
very, very intelligent.
This is extra large, and I have to pull it on. This
Now
is
that's
from
fun.
Key West.
You look like you need to be smoking a Cuban.
Well, I really think that I am, in fact, a mafioso.
You do.
Yeah, I look like the Godfather.
You certainly look like the Godfather in this getup. I mean,
I came to the Stewart Ranch to talk to you about. Anyway, thank you to Liz Romero, who brought me this back from her vacation in Key West, Florida.
so this actually came from Florida.
Panama Jack, baby.
I love it. It's a very good look for you. Very
I
good
like
look.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it. So we wear these caps. Why?
Because we like to talk once a week about each of our sort of overall favorite app that we've seen.
Favorite app.
And hats just make things better in general. Not 100% of the time, but darn near most of it. So that's what the App Cap Awards are all about. My award this week goes to an app that we have talked about in the past.
Okay.
But it has been reimagined, and it has more features than ever, and that is Drafts. Drafts is the coolest iPad app ever.
Is this for writing movie scripts?
No, it could be, but no, it's not. It's not movie drafts. Drafts is basically the one-stop place for all note-taking, things that you want to go into your reminders app, things that you want to put on your calendar, events that you need to deal with, stuff that you want to post to Facebook, stuff that you want to save to Evernote. This is
Everything.
This is basically like, I don't know. I feel like it's.
I like it.
If you look at a cluttered desk and there's a lot of sticky notes and to-do lists and this and that, that's what
Put it all
Drafts
in there.
is.
I like it that it interfaces to Evernote.
It
'Cause
does.
I don't want an Evernote replacement, but it works with Evernote. I like
What's
that.
neat too is that with Drafts, like I have a Drafts action here. I have turned on actions for, in this particular draft, what I've done is I say, all right, because of, there's a certain markdown that you get the lingo. But if I say, all right, I want to send this to my list in reminders. This is my reminders app, which is using iCloud because it's just Apple's reminders app. So if I type something in Drafts here, not only will it show up in the iOS reminders app, but also on my MacBook because I can run reminders there as
so
well.
it's also an interface to reminders.
Yes.
And how about Apple's Notepad? Does it work with that too? Or it replaces it? It replaces that.
It's you would never.
'Cause it syncs with everything.
You would never need the
Right.
Notes app.
It's everything.
With something like this.
Yeah.
What's cool is that also okay, so the reminders is just sort of one area. They've also got this whole, it almost looks more like an inbox than ever. So these are all of my drafts, right? Most of this is just sort of garbage because I was playing around with it earlier.
Right.
But I've got basically my inbox.
Right.
I've got my archive.
Okay.
Stuff that I've already dealt with. I've got stuff that if I need to pin it for some reason, it's like this is a particular draft that needs to go in a special category. I've got an all view. If I want to type a new note, I just get going. I can also say in my settings area here, I can also say things like, all right, well, I want to perhaps put together some custom actions. So when I write something or if I type a certain URL, it gets added to an email that Drafts will construct in the background for me, say. I could say, I need to remind Leo to give me his AppCat pick of this week. And I can say, anytime I write, leoville.com, it will trigger a certain action so that it goes ahead and emails you. So I'm basically, you can think of it as pretty much anything you tweet, anything you email, anything you want to send to Evernote or, clip or add to a reminder with a specific address when something needs to be completed can all happen within one app.
Wow.
It's awesome. It
is
really
the Swiss Army knife of apps.
It is. And when
That's
you go
what
into,
iPad 51740 said, and I agree.
Right. If you want to go into manage your actions, then you sort of drill down into all sorts of stuff. What action pane? You've got 4 different action panes here, so you can categorize your particular actions. Again, with email actions, if I go ahead and say I want something new, well, what am I going to call this action name? What's going to trigger it?
I'm downloading
Is your
this right
email
now.
your
That really looks
address?
good.
Is it a predefined subject?
Yeah.
If I always kind of say like I want some sort of a subject of an email to always go to a certain place.
This would make me use the iPad more as a productivity tool, frankly.
It's really lovely. I mean,
Yeah.
Drafts was always nice, but it has become more robust. And the Evernote is very nice, but I mean, for those of you who don't use Evernote for whatever reason,
But you don't have to abandon Evernote, which is nice.
no, not at all.
And it gives you much more flexibility in terms of the variety of content and things you can do with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you have spent a lot of time in Evernote, you probably have a variety of different
I do.
notebooks.
I have tons of
You can
stuff.
say, yeah, this particular keyword will always go into this notebook in Evernote when I write this particular
Right.
draft.
Right.
So all the stuff can get predefined and can be sent out to
I like
a variety
that.
of other places. And you can also just use it as like, I don't know, I mean, you could write a blog post in here and say, all right, well, when I'm done, this is exactly where I want you to send it. Or this is, how I want you to print it. I want to copy to the clipboard or all sorts of stuff. It is great.
I like the messenger integration or messages integration
Mm-hmm.
because you can have somebody act upon something. It also does that with email too. I should point out. It's not like I'm going to use text messages instead of email.
Right.
It'll do that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is cool. I really.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's $4, so not free. $4. This is the sort of app that like I said, you could just use it as I don't know. You just.
It could just be a notepad.
Yeah, you could write poems in there, but
Right.
it does so much more, and that's why I think $4 is worth it because it's not just to write down, some free-form thoughts. It is that, but it is a lot more. It
Did
is
you find
truly
it
a tool.
difficult to get it all configured and figure out how it all works?
It takes some time.
Yeah, you spend some time ahead of time.
You spend some time saying
configuring. And,
if especially if you have repetitive. I'm always kind of sending this type of message in an email. You can set up drafts so that, again, like I email you about the same time every week. I can just basically be in
Wow.
drafts to be doing other stuff
that
and then
stuff.
be like, I got to email Leo about iPad
Right.
today. and I can have half of it already done for me.
You can tweet, you can Facebook, post to app.net, because I have app.net
You can
app
save
on
to
here.
Dropbox.
Dropbox support. I love it that it supports Markdown. If you're used to Markdown, it's
That
a
as
very
well.
easy way
Yep.
to format. Look at all the stuff it supports. That is great.
Yeah, and if you use another writing app like Elements, that's another writing app that we've suggested in the
Elements.
past, and it's very good.
It will work with that?
Yep, you can send it right to
Wow.
Elements. So
it also
again,
supports
this is-
Day One, which is the diary application I mentioned, which I really like. So you can write in any of the other apps, but if you want to just kind of live in this app, this seems like a productivity tool that really fits the iPad.
It's
Interesting.
It's great, and you know. Even just adding an event, if you post blah 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 something, you say I need to make sure that is on my calendar, and you got this really nice little calendar view here. It all just happens within the app. So, if anything, you are app switching quite a bit less than normal.
You got to teach me how to do these actions, though. That's.
I will do that after I
have
teach you
to
how to
understand
Dougie.
that. Will you teach me how to Dougie? Will you teach me how to Dougie?
I will.
All right. Now, do you think of your email as a to-do list? Some people do. I think it kind of, often often it is like a to-do list in the sense that you get an email that you need to act on.
Oh,
and you love that mailbox app because it lets you kind of swipe and act on them.
I either say this is garbage or I have to deal with this later, and I'm going to tell you exactly when I need to deal with it. Remind me then.
So the only negative that we found with mailbox is it's iPhone only. And here we are. This is an iPad show, so we got to have an iPad.
It's
solution.
not. We can't really. Yeah.
Right.
There's only so far you can go.
There was I think it was a Kickstarter project called Mail Pilot, is that right?
Mail Pilot.
The idea was we want to design a better mail application, and they raised money to do it. The first iteration, I was so excited when it came out, didn't work with my email provider, which is Fastmail. It didn't work with a lot of iMail. It had all sorts of technical back-end issues. So I put it on the back burner. This was only a couple of weeks ago. Lo and behold, update comes out yesterday that makes it work with everything, and it works great, and this is a really a good program for you to take a look at. Now, it's not cheap, okay? I think it's $10, Mail Pilot? 15, all right. So you're going to spend some money on it, but think about it. A mail application, it's not going to be, for this kind of power, it's not going to be, on the desktop, it's not going to be that cheap. This is a good app and well worth it. Let me just show you a little bit about it. First of all, you see there are to-do style checkboxes. So if I look at this email and I say, yeah, you know what, I did it, I'm done. Check the box, it's done. I completed it. This is, by the way, the tutorial. You won't see this after a few times. Not every time. That would be annoying.
Hey, good work,
That would be
Leo.
annoying.
Yeah. Just letting you know
There
how
are
it
actions
works.
here, incomplete, set aside. So I can select a bunch of them and do it all at once. Incomplete, set aside. Dates and lists, so you can have, just like Mailbox, lists to assign it to. Completed, sent, compose. Now, I've set it up with one account, but you can have multiple accounts, and you can see all the folders, so I'm going to work on a particular folder in an account. But this is, I know, something you like with Swipe. I'm reading this. I can now do the same thing. I can swipe it left, or I can swipe it right, and look at what happens as I swipe.
Oh, it tells you.
It tells
gives
you.
you
So
a
I'm going to
little.
cancel out of that, but I can say, set aside, review tomorrow,
Oh, yeah.
review in 3 days, review in 5
Oh, that's
days,
great.
review in 1 week.
You know, that's actually, Mailbox has basically just it's a sort of a check mark.
Right.
Or I don't know, is a clock or something for.
Right.
Oh, it's a check
It's a
for,
little-
for an
Mailbox
archive,
is-
and then it's an X for delete, but it doesn't actually explicitly say what you're doing.
Mailbox's interface is a little bit simpler and cleaner. This has a lot more, buttons and stuff. For instance, if I'm looking at a...
That's more explanatory, though.
But I think I kind of understand it better, yeah. So there's a little down arrow for each message. I can tap that, and I can assign it to a calendar, assign it to a list. I can take an action on it. I can archive it, or I can trash it. And so you don't have to guess as much as you might with the Mailbox. Mailbox is a cleaner interface. But you know what? We've got all this space on here. Let's use it. There's a forward button. There's a reply button. You can... So I've already replaced Apple Mail with this, because what it's doing is it's kind of intelligently saying what your mail is really a bunch of things you need to act on in a stack. And so just like a to-do list, we're going to give you the same idea with Mailbox. By the way, I believe that was it Indiegogo or Kickstarter? I think the original pitch predated Mailbox, so don't think they're copying Mailbox. It was just two groups had the same idea kind of at the same time. And I'm pretty impressed. I think it's worth $15.
Which is, hey, if you say so.
Yeah,
because
I know that's a lot of
$15
money. But yeah, it was a Kickstarter campaign from January. And you
Of
can
last
see,
year.
yeah, and you can see all the not of this year. So it's taken them a while, and it took them about a year, in fact, from the completion of their Kickstarter campaign to go into the public beta. And I have to say, I was very disappointed when the first edition came out and it wouldn't work with my email provider, and it was like, well, that's a mistake. They've polished it up, and I think it's now actually very usable, and this is what I'm using to go through my email.
Mail Pilot.
Mail Pilot, $15. I know that's a lot
Mailpilot.co.
for an iPad app. Visit the website and learn more about it before you spend the $15.
Right.
I wish Apple would offer demo versions, frankly.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Well, I think that this is possibly the solution that you're looking for if you're like, I really don't
By the way, it's universal. So you get it on your iPhone and your iPad.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's 15. Yeah, that's good.
It's the same
Just gonna
idea
pay
of
once,
let's
access anywhere.
quickly whiz through our mail and get it done, and I think that's really, really good.
That is, the way I feel is whatever helps you get it done.
Right.
And with the minimal amount of tearing your hair out.
Like drafts, you're going to spend some time setting up the lists because you want to have somewhere you can send places.
You got to help you help yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Lists are not folders, by the way. So I know a lot of people who use folders that way. So I'll have a folder for this project, that project. And this is, I think, a little bit better way to do it.
Mail Pilot.
Yep.
That's a good one, Leo. You know what's also good?
What's good?
This episode of iPad Today, even though it's
tasty.
ending.
No.
Yeah, it's gotta end. It's just we've done all the stuff that we need to do. We gotta save some for next week. Thanks everybody for watching this episode of iPad Today. I'm gonna take my ears and help somebody on the red line out in Disneyland.
You're the conductor of that train.
Is it true that you might not be here next week? What's the deal?
That is not true.
Oh, good. You will
That
be
is
here
a
next
lie.
Thursday. I will tar and feather the person who told me.
No, it's I am probably going to miss Windows Weekly. Thursday, if all goes well, my son will be giving his senior speech. He's graduating from high school, and every senior is required to do a speech. And I don't want to miss. Yeah,
it's gonna be a long day.
Well, it's not all in one day.
Oh,
They've been doing it all year
okay,
long. They only do a few at a time.
I see.
And there's only 45 seniors. It's a small school.
It's a small school.
So, but I want to see that because that's you only get once, maybe twice in your life do you get to give a senior speech, depending on how long it takes you to graduate from high school. It took me a little longer than others. But I want to be there for that. Now, but it's at noon, so I should be here.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We will both see you right here next week on iPad Today.
Make my tassels fly.